All right, what's going on, YouTube? I wasn't even going to bother doing a recap for this show, but I'm like, you know what? I mean, here I am. I'm doing a wrestling YouTube channel. I should cover it. I should talk about this show. WWE Raw on Netflix, the January 12th, 2026 episode. Guess before that, we'll talk about the wrestling action figures of the day that you might have forgotten about that they actually made. And here we go. We have from the mid-1980s in WWF here. We got, let's see, Outback Jack. There you go. Might have forgot they made him. And then you got, here's another one for you. Back from in the 2000s, they made the WWE action figure of Funaki. So even though the guy lost all the time, they still made the action figure of him, which I thought that was great. And unfortunately for Outback Jack, it's like, they made a big deal out of him at first, and then it's like Vince McMahon demoted him into a guy that always lost and stuff. So, poor Outback Jack there. Let's talk about the Raw on Netflix from January 12th of 2026. We'll just do a quick recap of this. Didn't want to spend a lot of time on it. Let's see what's going on here. All right, in the first match here, we have Javon Evans making his WWE Raw debut after he just got signed. He just got called up from the NXT roster to the Raw roster. And in the first match of the show, we have Bravo Americano. If you haven't been watching the show in a while, and you're not familiar with Bravo Americano, it's Tyler Bate wearing a mask. And he's out there with El Grande Americano, which is Ludwig Kaiser wearing a mask. And he's also out there with Rayo Americano, which is Pete Dunne, who's just wearing a mask. And in case you haven't seen the show in a while, I'll get you caught up. So, they're lame characters, but it's nice that WWE found, some work for Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. They haven't had them on TV in a while, so at least they say, well, we'll have you wear these masks, we'll have you play these goofball characters and stuff, So anyway, we have Bravo Americano, who's actually Tyler Bate. He's in there against Javon Evans, and basically what we see is what you would expect to see. Okay, you got Rayo Americano and El Grande Americano. They're pulling outside distractions, so that Bravo Americano will get the upper hand in the match. Then we see El Grande Americano. He's physically interfering against Javon Evans. But fortunately, Javon Evans, he still has a solid, decisive win in his first match on the Raw roster, so that was good to see. It was a good match, in my opinion. Up next, we have the second match of the show. It's a no disqualification triple threat match to determine the number one contenders to the WWE Women's World Tag Team Championship, currently held by Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. And basically, in this number one contenders match, the winners of this will face the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions at the for a title match at Saturday night's main event on January 24th, 2026. And basically, in this triple threat match, we have Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria versus, they're all in there against Asuka and Kairi Sane. And in this match, we have Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez. They had a solid, decisive win in there when Liv Morgan pinned Kairi Sane. Okay, so we know Liv Morgan and Kairi Sane will head up against the Tag Team Champions on Saturday night's main event on the 24th of this month for a Tag Team Championship match. Up next, in match 3, we have Dragon Lee and Penta versus Braun Breaker and Austin Theory out there with Logan Paul and Paul Heyman. Now, in this match, we have Logan Paul. He's out there causing an outside distraction at the end, and he got attacked by both Dragon Lee and Penta for that outside distraction. Then you see Braun Breaker. He comes out, and he starts beating the hell out of Dragon Lee, which causes the referee to say, okay, that's it. I'm throwing this match out. This is going to be disqualification. Penta and Dragon Lee, they win the match by DQ thanks to the outside interference by Braun Breaker. Now, at this point, This is where a lot of tension starts as, general manager Adam Pearce, he comes out. He ends up, saying he's suspending Braun Breaker indefinitely because of this. He told him not to come out there. He's out there beating the hell out of, Dragon Lee, beating the hell out of Penna. He says, all right, that's it. Okay, you're done. That's it. It's going to be disqualification, or it's going to be, you're suspended right there. So, anyway, next match we have AJ Styles versus Gunther here. And basically, this match has got one of those really lame endings to it. Here you go. You have Gunther. He's tapping out. However, Gunther's tapping out on the reverse side of where the referee is. So the referee doesn't see it. And unfortunately, AJ Styles, he releases the submission hold that he's got Gunther in, before the referee sees it. Now, in reality, see if this was real. Gunther is such a piece of trash that AJ Styles, I'm sure if this was in real life, AJ Styles wouldn't be releasing this submission hold any earlier than he absolutely had to. Not until the referee says, okay, let's go. I mean, you got that submission hold. Gunther's tapping out. Let's, break the hold, or otherwise I'm going to disqualify you. Okay, but unfortunately here in the match, Gunther, he starts tapping out. AJ Styles releases it immediately, but the referee doesn't see it. And they show it on instant replay 4 different times that Gunther clearly tapped out, but the referee didn't see it because he was on the reverse side. So, unfortunately, okay, then the referee goes over to the where the announcer is, where announcer Alicia Taylor is, and he says, okay, well, he didn't see the tap out, so the match will continue. As soon as the referee's back is turned, Gunther, being the no good lame ass that he is, he goes and gives AJ Styles a low blow, then gives AJ Styles a big clothesline and wins the match in a very underhanded fashion. And that's how that match ends. So a really lame ending for that. What the hell? Gunther's another one of those wrestlers that he was entertaining back when he was in the weekly show WWE NXT UK when he went under the name Walter. But ever since they brought him up to the main roster, in my opinion, he's so much more boring and dull than he used to be. It's ay. He's just another example of WWE wrestlers that were interesting when they were back in NXT, but once they brought him up to the main roster, it's not the same. They're just not the same guy. They watered them down so bad. They're not interesting like they used to be and stuff. It used to be back when he was in NXT UK and you'd hear about, okay, Walter's going to be in a match. You think, oh, this is going to be an interesting match. But now it's when I hear about Walter's going to be, or when I hear about now he's going by the name Gunther, when I hear about he's going to be in a match now, I'm like, who gives a shit? I don't care really. Anyway, let's see what else happened on this show. We also had Finn Balor challenging current WWE World Champion CM Punk for his World Championship. Looks like a match between those two may take place next week. Also, Becky Lynch wants to go up against, she wants to defend her WWE Women's International Championship against Maxine Dupree next week. Also, Otis Dosovic and Akira Tozawa, they challenged, they ran into Jey Uso, one half of the WWE World Tag Team Champions. And they challenged Jey Uso and his brother Jimmy Uso for their tag team championships. Jey Uso, he says, oh, okay, well, I'll talk to my brother about it. We'll see. I'll see what I can do for you guys. And, so it looks like that match is going to happen next week. And also, as they've been doing the last few weeks on SmackDown and Raw, they played another promo for Obafemi, who was in NXT, but he's kind of like a free agent right now. He just dropped his NXT championship belt on the last episode of NXT because he's coming to the main roster. So they haven't officially said whether he's going to be on Raw or SmackDown, but it sounds like, as of right now, the behind-the-scenes reports are saying he's going to be, on the Raw roster, but they haven't officially said that on the television show. And that's pretty much how it all was squared away, and your announcers for that night were Michael Cole and Wade Barrett. Wade Barrett was filling in for Corey Graves, who's usually alongside Michael Cole at the announcer's desk. And that was the way that show ended up. All right, so I will catch you again later on.